Yeah, I'm gonna be adding to the last video that I did entitled "The Woman, an Agent of Chaos," and we're talking about the so-called feminist movement, and the main driving force behind the so-called feminist movement is the man. In other words, the reason why these women are enjoying are enjoying the pinnacle, if you will, of their whoredom is because of the man. The man is enabling them to be whores. Okay? And that's why Yahweh Shemiah Shai have to destroy the society and set up righteous men, all right, to rule the next planet, to rule the next kingdom on the planet Earth. Righteous men that will bring righteousness, as in the law, statutes, and commandments, instituted back into the planet Earth. That's the only answer, okay? Righteous men have to be ruling. This is what happens when wicked men are ruling, begin with the top banking family. You have something such as feminism. You have something such as an explosion of whoredom, okay? And a great example of this is through music, okay? Through music. Music is very influential, all right? Music is very influential. And especially as Israelites, we're musical people. So the wicked elite, which are men, they know this. So one of the things they used to plant the seeds of of total whoredom in these women, one of the things they used was songs, as in music. And I got three examples of that. Okay? I got three examples of that. The seeds of whoredom, what you see now with these women totally loose, jumping from man to man, no accountability and all of that. Those seeds were planted a long time ago. And a great example of that is when you look at the music, all right, that enables, and you're going to find out these songs that I'm about to show you, three of them, they were written by men. Yet women sung them and created that or laid the groundwork, if you will, for these women to become whores with no accountability. But yet those songs, which were immortalized by those women, were written by men. So that proves my point that men are the main driving force behind feminism, behind the whoredom of these women. It's men, wicked men. And one of the main reasons why these wicked men are allowing this is because that's part of their New World agenda, and that is to destroy the family, okay? Destroy the family structure, destroy the patriarchy, right? And to bring chaos in order to bring control, all right? And that's why they allow this to go on, okay? The whoredom of women, no accountability, and all of that. Now, let me show you these three songs that will give you an idea of what I'm talking about in this lesson, okay? That it's the men behind the whoredom of these women, the feminism and all that. In other words, feminism gets its power not from women. The feminism gets its power from men, wicked men behind the scenes that are allowing this, okay? Now, the first song is I Am Woman by Helen Reddy. Now, I remember this song. I remember when they used to play it on the radio when I was growing up. It was a very popular song, okay? I Am Woman by Helen Reddy. Helen Reddy came out of Australia, okay? And she had a lot of good hits. You know, she had another song called Angie Baby. She had a few good hits. She had a good run during the 70s. Anyway, this is probably one of her most popular song, I Am Woman, right? Now I have the lyrics here Now, the first thing that when I thought about the song, I wanted to know who actually wrote the song. And the Spirit was kind of telling me Helen Reddy she had a hand in writing that song, and I was correct. The song is written by Ray Burton, a man, right? Ray Burton, a man, and Helen Reddy. So I was right, and the Spirit alerted me. The Spirit said, nah, judging by the way Helen Reddy is and the way she sang that song, she had a hand in writing that song, and I was correct. Ray Burton, a man, and Helen Reddy. Now listen to the lyrics of this song. And again, if you don't know the song, just Google it or put it in the YouTube search engine, and you'll hear the song. Some of you who are older, like me, you'll instantly recognize the song because, like I said, it was a massive hit in the 1970s, all right? I forgot what actual year it came out in the 70s. It had to be the early 70s, all right? But this is the lyrics, right? It says, I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. And you know, most of the creativity behind these songs are coming from men. Women inherently are not that creative. I mean, there's always an exception to the rule. You know the old saying, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? But the majority rules, and the majority of creativity, whether it be for righteousness or wickedness, comes from men. So again, that brings me back to my initial point. The driving force behind feminism is men. The main driving the main driving force behind feminism and whoredom of women is men. And this is proof. It's little proof, but it's proof. This song was immortalized in the 70s. This song here, I Am Woman by Helen Reddy. Let's read some of the lyrics here. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. Now, remember, this came out in the 70s. This helped to sow the seeds of what we see now with these women being immensely proud. It had to have a beginning somewhere. And you're looking at an example. You know, these women are immensely proud. They think it's all about them, especially today's younger woman. Their mentality is that they're the prize, okay? They're the ones that should be put on a pedestal. Listen, they had to have a beginning of that. And I'm showing you an example right here with this song. Okay, I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore, and I know too much to go back and pretend. What the hell does that mean? Because I've heard it all before, and I've been down there on the floor, and no one's ever going to keep me down again. So now you know why. And you know what? This lines up with Bible prophecy. This lines up with scripture. Because it is written, a woman shall compass. All right, let's get that. Remember, Solomon said he gave his mind to folly and madness and to know the reason of things. So that's just being smart. You have to know why things are the way they are. Okay? I think it's in Jeremiah. It is right here. Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, the 22nd verse. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man, meaning to go over a man's authority. And a great example of that is feminism, right? And I'm showing you one example that helped plant the seeds of what we see now, which is feminism, which is whoredom of these women. Is a great example. I Am Woman. Okay, I Am Woman, the song by Helen Reddy. And we're looking at the lyrics. The last part said, no one's ever going to keep me down again. Now, mind you, when she was singing it, she was getting all into it. Therein lies the witchcraft. She's conjuring up the spell. And again, this song was massively popular in the 70s. You don't hear it too much now, but it already did its job. Look at the pride of these women. Okay? Now, let's keep reading, right? The lyrics. Oh, yes, I am wise, but it's wisdom born of pain. Yes, I've paid the price. Are women really wise? Come on, man. You know the answer to that. Women are agents of chaos. Women have to be led. All right? They have to be led. Okay? Yes, I've paid the price, but look how much I gained. Really? What have you gained? All right? Now, in contrast, right? She says here in the song, look how much I've gained. Women are the most miserable as they've ever been now. The most lonely as they've ever been now, because they've created that great divide between men and women through this feminism crap. And men are waking up and they're not taking it no more. So a lot of these women are becoming miserable, lonely by themselves. They're becoming cat ladies, dog ladies, right? So what have you really gained, according to the song? But look how much I gained. Yeah, you've gained loneliness. That's what you've gained. Most of these women are unmarried, right? A lot of them can't even get a good boyfriend, right? If I have to, I can do anything. Yeah, she can do anything but shut the hell up. I am strong. I am invincible. I am woman. Come on, do I have to read any more? And again, like I said, I remember this song back in the 70s. That's all you heard on the radio. Okay? It was immortalized. And it helped to plant the seeds for what you see now. Okay? Now that was the 70s, right? And if you want, you can read the rest of the lyrics of the song. Okay? All right, you get the point. So now let's go to the next one. So now we're going to go to the 80s now. Now, if there's one song concerning a woman that defined the 80s, it would have to be Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Now, what I didn't know, I had an idea that Cyndi Lauper actually didn't write this song. All right, I had an idea that she actually didn't write the lyrics of the song. And I was right. The individual who wrote this song was actually two individuals. If we look here, it says songwriters Vegas and Hazard. So what I did was typed in, all right. And by the way, that was the song that gave women the right to basically be whores. Girls just want to have fun. What do they mean by fun? Whoredom. One word, be promiscuous. Be a whore. Whoredom. Okay? So I typed in this Vegas and Hazard. Right? Vegas and Hazard. Which hazard means danger. Check that out. And I actually found out that the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which was immortalized by Cyndi Lauper, actually was sung by a man. Let's read it here. That's why the lyrics are credited to a man, not credited to Cyndi Lauper. The lyrics are credited to a man. Girls Just Want to Have Fun is a song written, recorded, and performed by American musician Robert Hazard, who released it as a single in 1979. Now, I don't really remember that song in 1979. I was heavy into music, so obviously it didn't do that well. It didn't do nowhere as good as Cyndi Lauper's version of the song, okay? As we read here, it says, it is best known for the version of American singer Cyndi Lauper, who covered the song in 1983. But this proves my point. All right, this song, when it came out in 1983, which was a remake of Robert Hazard's song, when it came out, it blew up. In other words, the wicked elite used it to promote promiscuity, to promote whoredom in women. Girls just want to have fun. Okay? If we go back to the lyrics, which we're going to go back to the lyrics and read it. All right? It promoted attention that these women crave for, self-validation. It promoted all of that. And this is way back in 1983. This is why we're seeing what we're seeing now. The seeds had to be planted, okay? But this song was written by a man. This proves the point that the men are the driving force behind feminism, behind whoredom, all of that, man. Women are really not that creative, okay? Women are really not that creative. This is proof, okay? Well, wait a minute. Let's keep reading. It says, it was, now remember, the song was written by a man, performed by a man at first. It didn't go anywhere, but when the woman performed it, that's when the magic came. That's when the spell was cast. Okay, let's keep reading. It was the first major single released by Lauper as a solo artist and the lead single from her debut studio album, She's So Unusual. What does that mean, She's So Unusual? Okay, if you don't know about Cyndi Lauper, she was kind of out there. All right, She's So Unusual. A free spirit, if you will. Anyway, Lauper's version gained recognition. Listen good. Lauper's version gained recognition as a feminist anthem. But it was written by a man. The song was written by a man. Do you see the point that I'm pushing here? That it's men that are the driving force behind feminism, behind whoredom. It's men that's getting these women, right? These feminists. Now, what's funny is these feminists will tell you they hate men. They're misandrous. They hate men. But who gives them that power? The same ones that they hate, men. You can't make this shit up, man. She's So Unusual. Lauper's version gained recognition as a feminist anthem, which was written by a man and was promoted by a Grammy-winning music video. We've seen the video many times. They used to play it to the point of ad nauseum on MTV. Back when MTV used to be a music video platform. And in the beginning, all they did was play so-called white people music videos until I think the first guy to break the so-called color barrier was Michael Jackson with his Billie Jean video. All right, and then they brought in Lionel Richie and all those guys. Okay, but before that, it was pretty much a so-called white person platform, MTV. Okay, it's nothing like it is now. All right. Lauper's version gained recognition as a feminist anthem and was promoted by a Grammy-winning music video. Yeah, where it shows her just having a good time. The pleasure principle, if you will. And that's the next song, by the way. It has been covered either as a studio recording or a live performance. So the point is, it was written by a man, Robert Hazard, who released it as a single. It went nowhere. I remember 1979, the music of 1979. I never even heard that song. I didn't hear it until 1983 when Cyndi Lauper covered it. Okay, and that's when the Wicked Elite used her, the magic. That's when the magic came together. The spell was cast, and it was used for what? A feminist anthem, but it was written by a man. Check that out. Now, finally, the last song, again, and I mentioned it in the last video I did, The Pleasure Principle. This is one of my favorites from Janet Jackson. All right. Oh, by the way, let's just read a little bit of again, remember, the lyrics was written by a man. Girls just want to have fun. I come home in the morning light. My mother says, when you gonna live your life right? Oh, mama dear, she come home in the morning light. What has she been doing all night? She wasn't teaching the word of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, that's for sure. Oh, mama dear, we're not the fortunate ones. And girls, they want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have fun. See? Girls just want to have fun. What does that mean, fun? Be promiscuous. Lay down with multiple men, like homegirl in the last video. She had a body count of what? 300 and counting. Girls just want to have fun, man. So how can you take anybody with the mentality of just want to have fun? How can you take that person serious? Huh? But again, this song came out in 1983. Well, actually it came out in 1979, but it was re-released in 1983, this time sung by a woman, Cyndi Lauper, and it gained footing. The spell was cast. This is why we have what we have now. You see? The phone rings in the middle of the night. My father yells, what you gonna do with your life? Oh, daddy dear, you know you're still number one. That's back when women actually had reverence for their father. That's gone. You see, this is 1979, right? Then re-released in 1983. That's gone, where a woman actually listens to her father and validates what her father says. Okay? That's gone. And in the so-called black community, that's dead. The father is totally out of the house. Okay? Again, the phone rings in the middle of the night. My father yells, what are you going to do with your life? Oh, daddy dear, you know you're still number one. But girls, they want to have fun. Or girls just want to have fun. Now, if this was a real father, he he'd do what he had to do to regain being dominance of the household. Okay? I'll just say it like that. Okay? So that ain't no real father. A real father, the scriptures tell us about the father, how he layeth awake at night, wondering about his daughter, making sure his daughter is not a whore, that she doesn't bring shame to the family. In some parts of the world, especially in the Middle East, there's something called honor killing. This is where if a woman brings shame to the family, the woman is put to death by the family, by the father and the sons, because she brings shame unto the family. Okay? So girls just want to have fun, huh? I'm going to end with the Miss Janet Jackson herself. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. The Pleasure Principle. This lyrics for the Pleasure Principle. Now, this song was also written by a man. Believe it or not. Lyrics, The Pleasure Principle. Okay? Another song that came out in the 80s that, is you can tie into the, the feminist movement, right? But the song was written by a man, Monty S. Moore. Now, when I saw the name Monty, I said, man, I wonder if that's the guy from the time. Sure enough, and it makes sense, because when you listen to the song, the producers of the song was part of a group called The Time, which that group was created by Prince. Now, this guy Monty was part of, there you go, Monty S. Moore, who wrote the song The Pleasure Principle, was part of the group called The Time. There he is out front. That's him right there. And I remember the time. I remember when they came out. I was living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at that time, and The Time was very famous in Milwaukee when they came out. As a matter of fact, Prince came out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is not too far from Milwaukee. So I remember Andre Simone, I remember Prince, I remember The Time, I remember all that. Okay, I was in high school at that time. All right, and this is the guy here who wrote the song The Pleasure Principle, which was made famous by Janet Jackson. Okay? So again, this proves my point that the main ones behind whoredom, behind women's whoredom, women's feminism, the ones that give them the engine to do what they do is men. Is men. Women are not even creative enough to, once again, shows you the superiority of men. The women are not creative enough to create those things. All right? And this is proof. Let's read some of the lyrics of The Pleasure Principle. song by Janet Jackson. Yeah, she sang the song, but she certainly didn't write it. It was written by a member of the time. Okay, now let's just read the first part. You might think I'm crazy, but I'm serious. It's better you know now. What I thought was happiness was only part-time bliss. That's why you can't get into no relationship with these women, man. You can take a bow. It was all just one big night out on the town. That's pretty much what women want, a big night out on the town. Girls just want to have fun. They don't want to get serious, man. And now you know why. The seeds were planted a long time ago. This song came out, what, 86? Either 1985 or 1986. I remember when it came out. Now, this is why you have what you have now. The seeds were already planted. It was all just one big night out on the town, riding in your limousine. We turned right, and I say wrong, which brings us to a stop as the light is changing. Oh, my meter's running. So I got to go now. Now, what that means for, even though a man wrote the song, what that means for a woman is now she done had her fun with this guy. Now it's on to, she done have her fun with guy number one. Now it's on to guy number two. And then when she get bored of guy number two, it's on to guy number three. Girls just want to have fun, see? Oh, my meter's running, so I got to go now. It's the pleasure principle. Oh, you know, I've had the song in my head. It's the pleasure principle, the principle of pleasure. This is what these women live by. They live by the pleasure principle, the principle of pleasure. We started out with Helen Reddy. I am woman, hear me roar. What does that mean? Hear me roar. What does that mean? In numbers too big to ignore. Huh? Then you had the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Right? Then now the pleasure principle. You see? This is why we have what we have today. And this all goes back. All of this goes back to the scripture where the Lord said, Jeremiah 31:22, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So there's your examples. I gave you 3 examples. The wicked elite turning things upside down, using the energy of music to push their wicked agenda. All right? To push that chaos in order to bring control. Okay? There it is, man. So hopefully you got something out of this video, and it's on to the next one.